Hi, my name is Ranjan Majumder. In this tutorial, I will try to explain the input elements of HTML5. This is my last tutorial of HTML5. So let us try to explain these elements using an example. At first, I am opening Visual Studio Code Editor. Here I am writing exclamation sign, press enter. It will show an HTML template, or you can say doc type template. Before using input element, an HTML developer should use form. One must remember input element should be kept within form element. Here I am using a table, using table argument border 1, using global attribute style with colon 40%, text align center colon 0 auto. In my previous videos, I explained all these things. That means I explained inline CSS properties with text align and margin, TR for table row, TD thing. At first I am writing the label, TD component, saving it and refresh the web page. You can see label and component here. In the left portion you will get all labels, and right portion a user will get all components. Sorry, I am replacing TD with TH. It will look bold. I am using another TR. Within TR, I am using TD. First label is button. Here I am using input tag, and the type of the input tag is button, using value attribute click me. I am saving it and refresh the web page. You can see the first component is input type button. Now I am copying it and paste here. The second label is checkbox. Here I am replacing button with checkbox, tilting the value attribute. The second input type is checkbox. Here I am using 3 checkboxes. First one is singing. Copying it, swimming and dancing, saving it. A user can check multiple checkboxes. That is the reason I am using 3 checkboxes here. I am copying from here. The next input type is color. Deleting the value attribute, save it, okay, color. You can see a user can see color palette. Using the color palette, a user can select any color. Suppose I am selecting this color. You can see the RGB format. So a user can select color by 2 ways. One is color palette and other is writing manually the color code. Here I am using the color palette. The next input type is date. I am copying the tier pasting here date, input type date. I am saving it. Refresh the web page. You can see the calendar. So user can select the date from the calendar. User can change the year by clicking on the year section. There is a vertical scroll bar. User can change the year from here and select the month and select the date also. There are two options. One is clear. It will show the preliminary placeholder and today. If you click on today, if a user click on today, it will show the current date. The next input type is DateTime local. I am saving it. Refreshing the web page. You can see a user can see date as well as time. So using DateTime local, a user can select date as well as time. If I click outside, it will show the date and time. If I click on today, it will show the current date and time. If I clear it, it will show the default placeholder. So using DateTime local, a user can select date as well as time. Date, time. The next input type is email. It is an important type of input. Email. I am saving it and refresh the web page. Here a user can see a simple text box. So he or she can write anything here. Suppose I am writing here ranjan@gmail.com. Okay. Here I am using another input type by which a listener or user can understand what is the usage of email. Here I am using submit. Later I will explain the function of submit. Writing gmail.com. If I press submit here, you can see the text box refresh its content. Now I want to give some validation in email. At first I am rectifying the label and submit. Now I am using an attribute that is pattern. I want to give a validation in email type. Suppose your email like this, ranjan@gmail.com. You can see Ranjan contains characters, Gmail contains characters, and .com, that means com contains character. So before @ all the alphabets are characters. There is not a single numeric value here. So how can I represent such type of email using regex? Here I am erasing. So I am writing the pattern. The first portion, that's been ranjan@gmail.com. Each and every alphabet of Ranjan can be a capital letter or a small letter. So I am writing like this, plus sign, Ranjan @ that is the reason I am writing @ I am giving @ symbol. After that I am again using plus. Okay, before dot a user should use backslash. AZ. Here I am using, suppose a user is using .com. In that case, the total number of characters are 3. That is the reason I am writing here 3. I am writing a dollar symbol. Why I am using dollar symbol here. Actually, dollar sign is used to match the character at the end of the string to make sure that the search does not stop at the middle of the string but instead goes on till the end of the string. If a user want to use 2 characters after dot, that means ranjan@gmail.in, ranjan@yahoo.in. In that case, you should strictly use 2. A user wants to use minimum 2 character and maximum is infinity. You don't know. Then in that case, you can use such type of regex. Here I am saving it. I am refreshing it. Email. Here I am writing ranjan@gmail.com. Submit. You can see the email input type has been refreshed. Now I am again writing ranjan3@gmail.com. Here you can see before @ there is a digit. Ranjan3, there is a digit 3. So if you submit it, you can see an error. Please match the requested format. Here a user can use customized title. I am using, suppose I want to write there is a mistake. So this customized title will show at the time of validation. If there is an error at that time, customized title will show. I am saving it, refreshing the web page. Now I am writing ranjan3@gmail.com. Pressing submit button, you can see there is a mistake as title. So title tag is basically used to customize your validation. The next input type is file. I am copying it. File. I am replacing DateTime local with file. Saving it and refresh the web page. You can see the file. By clicking on the choose file, a user can select any file. Opening it, you can see the file. You can see the file name here. So file tag is basically used to upload a file from client side to server side. We use server script. The best example of server script is PHP. So using PHP, a user can upload a document or file from client side to server side. A user can select multiple files from local repository by writing multiple. Saving it and refreshing the web page. Click on choose files. Here I can select multiple files using control. So file input tab is basically used to select file from local repository, and using server side programming we can upload these files from local repository to the server. The next input type is hidden. Before giving the explanation of hidden, I am showing you another input type, that is text. Text input type is vastly used in HTML5. Erasing multi-fill from here. Text, saving it, refresh it. You can see whatever I am writing here, it is showing here. Now I am copying it and pasting separately. Now I am showing you the usage of hidden. Saving it, refresh the web page. In case of hidden, nothing is visible. So a user cannot show the input element here because of the hidden type. If I use the CSS here, I am using global attribute display : none. By using CSS, it will give the same effect. So a user can hide a input type text by using two ways. One is directly writing hidden and another is CSS. I'm erasing the CSS. Now the next input type is image. Input type image, source monalisa.jpg, width 100. I am saving it and refresh the web page. You will get the same effect as image tag. So the function of input type image is as similar as the function of image tag. In my previous tutorials, I explained image tag. So if you have any doubt regarding image tag, please watch that video or that tutorial. The next input type is month. Saving it, refresh the web page, you will get a similar calendar type. A user can select any month from here. If I click on this month, it will show the current month. If I click on clear, it will show the default placeholder. The next input type is number. Number is an important input type tag. In my previous tutorial, I explained number input type. Here I will explain input type number in detail. In min attribute, setting 0 as min attribute, max attribute, setting 100, saving it and refresh the web page. So, okay, do one thing, attribute and setting 20, value 20, saving it and refresh the web page. You can see by default value is 20. If you click on up arrow, it will be incremented by 1. If you click on down arrow, it will be decremented by 1. And the minimum value is 0. If I click on down arrow, it will not go to the negative value. It is not going to the negative value. And if I write 100, if I click on the up arrow, it is not incrementing. So I think you have understood the function of min attribute and max attribute, but there is a mistake. You can see if I write 101, input type number is accepting 101, although the maximum value of this input tag is 100. So I don't know where is the problem. You can see this input box is already accepting 101, but the maximum value is 100. Sorry, I do not know the exact reason. So that is the reason I cannot explain this portion of input type number. The next input type is password. I am saving it. Password. Here I am writing password. A user can set pattern here. Few minutes before I explained pattern in email input type. Here I am not using any pattern. Here you can see whatever a user will write, it will show as dot. Okay, you can show the value or you can hide the value. So this is the usage of password input type. Now the next type is radio. This is an important input type. Here I am using another attribute, that is name. It is an essential attribute in case of input type radio. Suppose I am writing here gender, male, copying it, pasting below male. you can see in all input type radio cases, I have used same name. So a user or a web page developer, keep it in your mind that whenever you use radio button in a group, you must use name attribute, and name should be same for all input type radio. Now look at the usage of input type radio. A user can select an input type radio at a time. That is the reason same name is used for all input type radio. The next input type is range. I am copying it and pasting here. In case of input type range, I am using few attributes. Here mean 0, max 1000, value 145. I am saving it and refreshing the web page. You can see the value. If I increase the value, if I replace the value 145 to 545, you can see the value has been increased here. Here the minimum value is 0 and estimated is 1000. The next input type is reset. Reset is basically a button. Here I am erasing all attributes. I am writing input type reset. By default, the value of reset button is reset. So what is the function of reset? Suppose I am writing my name in text boxes. In text box, I am selecting a file for file type. I am selecting a date from calendar. Now, if I press reset, you can see the page will be refreshed or the form will be refreshed. You can see the form has been refreshed. The function of reset is to refresh the form. Okay, if I again click on reset, just look at the loader button, you can see the page has not been refreshed, but the form has been refreshed. So the function of reset is to refresh the form, not the page. An HTML developer should understand the basic difference between a button and a submit. Here you can see at the beginning I have used button, input type button, and at the end you can see I have used input type submit. So what is the basic difference between button and submit? Submit button submits a form on click and it executes function. Using that function, an HTML developer can access the value, edit the value, configure validation, and can call Ajax also. In case of button can do the same thing except submit a form. That means button cannot submit a form, whereas submit button submits a form. So using submit button, a user can send the submitted form data from local to server and save the data in database. The next input type is search. A user can use pattern attribute here. Here I am not using pattern. I am just using search type. I am refreshing the web page. You can see whatever you write in this text box, you can clear it very easily. When you type a text, when you type the first character or alphabet, then a cross sign will be visible. Here I am typing a character. You can see there is a cross sign. If I click on the cross button, then this will be clear. The next input type, time. Here I am copying the search. I am pasting here. I am writing time, save it and refresh the web page. Here you can see a user can select time from this time picker. There you can see in this time picker there is no inbuilt button, but in calendar or in date picker or date time local, you can see there are two inbuilt buttons. Using this inbuilt button, a user can select today's date and time, and in case of calendar, if I click on today, you will get the current date. But in case of time picker, inbuilt buttons are not available. The next input type is tel. Tel means telephone. I am saving it and refresh the web page. You can see a normal text box here. Here I am writing my name, but in case of telephone, you can use just like this 2586 and all other numbers you can use as telephone type. Here a user can use pattern. At present I am not using anything, so tel type is basically represents the telephone. The next input type is URL. Save it and refresh it. Suppose I am writing R. Submit it. You can see. Please enter a URL. So a user should type or use valid URL. Without using valid URL, it should show an error, and you will get by default validation. Here I am using title, give valid URL, refreshing. I am again writing R. Please enter a URL. So in this place title is not working, so I am removing title. It is showing an invalid URL. That is the reason it is showing the default validation. Please enter a URL. This is the default validation of HTML5. HTML uses default validation in all cases of input type. Next input type is week. Saving it. You can see a calendar. Using the calendar, a user can select a date. This date will basically show the week number. User can select the week number also. But if a user select a date, then the corresponding week number will show in text box. You can see there are two inbuilt buttons. One is clear and second is this week. If I clear it, then it will show the default placeholder. If I click on this week, it will show the current week. Now I am going to explain some attributes of text. These are very important. Size. I am using 5. By default size is 20. If I use 5, yeah, you can see text. The size has been reduced. Here you can see the size is 5, so the size has been reduced. I can use max length property or max length attribute, max length 5. That means a user can type 5 alphabet or 5 characters. You can see whenever a user write max length 5, then in that case user cannot type more than 5 characters. Okay, you can see more than 5 characters a user cannot write. The next attribute is placeholder. Here I am using size 20. I am erasing max length 5, setting enter text as value for placeholder, saving it and replace. You can see enter text here. Enter text as placeholder. So using placeholder, a user can understand what should be written in this text. So to help a user, we can use either label or placeholder attribute in input type text. Using read-only property, a user can only read the input type text. So you can see you cannot write a single letter, character, number here. Suppose I am writing here value, setting Ranjan as value of attribute, saving it. You can see Ranjan here. So read-only attribute is active here. If there is any read-only property, then no one can edit the input tag. The next property is required. I am saving it. If an HTML developer uses required property for an input type, default validation is activated. That means whenever a user presses the submit button, then Thom check the input tag as per the HTML5 criteria. So here I have used required property. I am saving it and refresh it. Suppose, okay, I am erasing value Ranjan from here. That means currently the text is empty. If I click on submit button, you can see please fill out this field. So input tag cannot be empty if an HTML developer use required property here. The next element is Textarea. It's not an input type. Here I am using text area. Textarea has multiple attributes. Calls 10, rows 5. I am using call 20 here, and it is an element. It is not a tag. You can see there is a closing tag here. Here I am writing suppose I am writing Ranjan Majumder. Refresh it. Here you can see the coding pattern. So whatever you write within Textarea, the content within Textarea looks like the output of SAM, code, KBD and var. So in this tutorial I have explained input tag and Textarea element. So this is the end of this tutorial as well as the series. Hope this tutorial helps you a lot. If you benefit from this series, then please press the like button, comment me for any queries, subscribe my channel and share the video to your friends. Thank you. Thank you very much for encouraging me.